Hello, everyone. This is just a quick tutorial on how to use Foundry for the people who don't know how to use it. I am using the Runehammer Index Card RPG module for this tutorial because the person who asked me for this is actually in my game for Index Card RPG. But this works for anybody in any system, pretty much. So Foundry is broken up into two different menu options. You have the left-hand menu, which is over here, and you have the right-hand menu, which is up over here. So we're going to start in the right-hand menu. So the right-hand menu, you have the chat message window. This window is basically where all the dice rolls come. I particularly have a module at the bottom of this chat window that allows you to roll dice, so that you can quickly roll dice without having to go to your character sheet if need be. You have some options here called public roll, private GM roll, blind GM roll, or self roll. So they seem pretty self-explanatory. Public roll, everybody sees. Private GM roll, just you and the GM sees. Blind GM roll, the GM sees it, but you don't. Self roll is only you see it. The next window is the combat encounters window, which basically, which basically puts you into a combat connection. So this is your combat window. Index Card RPG, we really won't be using it, but like I said, I am trying to make this so that we can do multiple systems. There usually is a button here to roll your initiative. It's usually right before the icon in most systems. The next icon is the Actors tab. This is where you can find all your characters that you have control over. You can double click here to bring up your character sheet. You can double click on your icon to bring a character sheet, or you can press the C button, which also brings up your character sheet. You can, once you have your character sheet up, they usually roll options on the character sheet. In Index Card RPG, it's the actual dice next to each of the options. So if you wanted to roll a strength test, you could just roll that. And on your chat window, we'll do 12 plus 4 to give you a 16. If you needed to roll guns afterwards, you could just roll guns, and it would roll your guns plus 2. You usually have a inventory section. Most systems, this is not the best system to show Foundry. Most systems, there's usually a button where you can roll the weapon by clicking on the name. Index Card RPG doesn't do that because they do everything based on your abilities. So it doesn't have that capability. After that, you have the items menu, which is just a whole bunch of items that you might have access to. A DM might use this to actually have you drag and drop stuff to build a character. After that, these are where your journals would be listed. So if you had a journal entries are basically just entries that allow you to let me give this to everyone here. Configure ownership. Owner. All right, so now you have a system guide. So now this allows people to take a look at the system, and it's just basically a journal of different stuff. So I should leave that up, actually. And then you have a roll tables. Roll tables allow you to, I don't usually use them that often, but basically they're a set of tables that allow you to roll. So if I created one real quick here, roll table example, and I just put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then make this a 1d6 roll update. And then if I share that with everyone so you can see it, you're going to get a roll table. Now you can click on roll table, and then what will happen is you basically roll, click the roll button, and it will roll one of them and put it into the chat window. So that's a way that you can build stuff quickly. Cards are another whole nother thing. We'll deal with that a little bit at another convention because it's kind of messy and there's a whole bit shot. This one's the next important one, music. When we're playing music, this allows you to turn the volume down or volume up based on what you need. So if you're finding the music's too loud that the DM's using, you can turn it down there. Companion packs are packs that have different things that you can pop down. You can drag and drop to different things. Like these here are your effort for, they will automatically roll your effort. So, that's basically that menu. You do have a settings tab where sometimes you can go to configure settings. And if they have Dice So Nice open, this is where you can configure your 3 dice. So you have total options of configuring however you want your dice to look. The other menu is your gaming menu. This is the menu you use most of the time when you're gaming. So you have a character on the screen. This character, like I said, you can double click them to bring up the character sheet. You can move them by dragging and dropping. You can also move them with WSAD, like old school gaming. So you can move them that way. I have a module on the system where you can hold the control button and click and drag to get your measurement tool. And then you can press the space button to move. That's another way you can move. But you could also come up here to the left menu and click the rule tool to measure however you want. The only thing to note is you can still hit space to move. But if you need to move your character or grab your character, you're going to have to move back to the select tool to do it. If you stay on the rule tool, it doesn't you won't be able to select. So you want to make sure that you move back to the select tool. That being said, there is a template measurement tool, which allows you to drag templates on there. If you put a template on the screen and you need to get rid of it, you can mouse over the icon and press the delete button to remove it. But they have circulars, they have cones, they have squares or rectangles, they have line of sight, and they have circles. So all of these can be added at your leisure to measure and that type of thing. That's it. It doesn't get any harder than that. Let me know if you have any questions. For Index Card RPG specifically, there is this little icon up here. This will tell you the challenge rating of the current system. So it will allow me to, like, if I want to make it a 12, which is a really hard system, but it would allow you to actually see that it updates. That's what you have to reach, your target. Thank you and have a great day.